Oh, because this is the one with the hair growth. I'm trying to grow it out anywhere, so.
You just cut it.
I cut it in March.
But you just cut it again.
Well, yeah, because I need to. In order for it to grow, you have to stay consistent with your shit. You have one straight hair.
It's just literally the worst. You just rip it out of my head, bro.
The one straight hair.
Do you see all the split ends on that? Oh no, it's a white
Is
one
it
and
a
a black
Ghana?
one. It's a white one and a black one. 14 are gonna come out now. You jerk.
That's a myth.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Trust me, it's not.
I'm gonna look it up right now. What's a myth?
It's not. It is a myth. Because I also
I noticed that all my white hairs are coming from right here.
Do you have like a birthmark? You know how those people who have like a birthmark and all the white hair? Stacey London.
love her.
Eddie Ramos.
Oof. Why would you mention that? Yuck.
Okay.
Oh,
we're doing it.
Wait, what are we doing?
we can do it.
We can do it?
Yeah.
God,
Okay.
this entire time you're setting up for the lesson.
Opened an app.
What?
How is it this entire time you've been setting
we've
up
been
for?
talking. And we were going to set up for the... Okay, whatever.
That's fine. Just go.
It's fine.
All right? No?
Yeah,
it's fine.
Okay. Comment
You gotta
down.
do the ba-dum-bum-bum.
Go ahead. We're going to start. Welcome back to the We Should Know This
Wait,
podcast.
I think that was low.
Be so for real. All right. Welcome back again to the We Should Know This podcast. I'm your host, Soph.
You're the host, Anna.
Get over
Why
it.
do you do it?
Because I forget to say Soph. So I just have to. I have to do it. It's a thing
You
now.
don't have to do it.
Yeah, I do.
You can just be una persona normal
No, that's boring.
and just say Sofia.
No, me da la gana.
Victoria
How's that?
Perez.
How's that? No, okay, that's enough. Now they can find me on Facebook. Relax.
Find her, stalk her on Facebook.
You will not be accepted. Promise. Anyway, how you doing?
Good, surviving.
I'm a survivor. Okay, Reba.
Surviving. Allergy season. There's a hurricane
That's right.
coming. What else?
Are you scared at all of the hurricane?
Me? No. Scared of what? In like I don't know.
Yeah, the destruction of a hurricane. That's what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
if it was coming towards me, yeah, I'd be concerned. I'm grateful that this place has shutters and we live upstairs.
Yeah, but what about your car? I mean, your car's pretty tall.
Yeah, I gotta turn it in next year.
It's a lease. It's a lease.
It's a lease.
It sounds like not your problem.
Definitely not my problem. I turn
That's
it in
what's up. That's
next
what's
year or earlier if I need to because hurricane damaged it.
That's Milton. You understand the assignment. Anyway,
Your house, on the other hand,
no, my house is fine. We were talking about it the other day.
you are and you aren't. I feel
I'm
like,
basically on the second floor.
yeah, but like the foundation.
Enough about the foundation. The foundation's fine.
Christ is not the firm foundation of that house.
Whoa. Yes, he is.
Yeah, I know he is, but like the house itself, like
We are built upon a rock.
it doesn't have a firm foundation. That's the one thing that I would literally see. Tienen un hueco en la parte de atrás. Get one of those trucks with a giant like cement hose, and like I would.
Así no se hace la
cement
cosa.
No.
There are pipes. There are things that go underneath the house that need to go underneath that. You can't just fill it with cement.
Okay, but the areas that doesn't have a pipe, fill with cement.
So then the house is uneven.
No, it won't be uneven.
She's contractor now. But yeah, I did not know that about you.
How are you, Soph?
I'm fine.
Tired?
A little bit, but that's why we have a Celsius.
Soph has a Celsius, and I have a Celsius mixed with Diet Coke.
Which is disgusting.
Listen, I had un ching left of Diet Coke, and it so happens to be the caffeine-free one. And I'm also tired, even though I just woke up from a nap.
She just took an upper and a downer.
Yeah.
This episode's going to get real loopy in a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we doing today?
Today we have a very different episode. We've never done this before. We have producer Alex that will be giving us instructions on what we're doing. But should be interesting. This should be fun, I guess.
We'll see. Well, we're gonna test our difference of opinions.
Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, we might have the same
Here's the thing:
we have no idea what is coming out of producer Alex's mouth in a few seconds. We do know what we're doing in the sense of like she will be reading an excerpt to us, aka a Reddit post, and then we will be reacting to it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, producer Alex, take it away.
Are y'all ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
You're supposed to say, I can't hear you.
But she
I
can.
can't hear you. I
But she
can't
can.
hear you because I
She
have
has
headphones.
Aye, aye, Captain. Not too sleeping. Stop.
Wow. Okay, so today we're doing a segment of Am I the A-hole?
Am I the a-hole? We're not saying the actual word
Right.
for multiple reasons.
We're keeping this PG.
PG, family friendly.
13.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the post,
Okay.
Okay.
and then I do have an update on the post
Okay.
after I hear
Our thoughts.
Your thoughts.
Our thoughts and
Okay.
prayers.
correct.
Correct.
Thoughts and prayers.
Okay.
All right.
Am I the a-hole for not inviting my sister to my wedding because of her husband?
So far. Yeah.
Let's pause here. Should I change names? Because there are names on the
Yes.
post.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they posted it. That's on them.
No, we're just.
Okay. So I, 29 female, I'm getting married in a few months, and I decided not to invite my older sister, Mary, 32 female. Before you judge, here's why. Mary's husband, Carlos. Wow, I said that weird.
What happened?
Changing, changing their names on the spot is really hard for me.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Carl.
Carl.
Okay. Before you judge, here's why. Mary's husband, Carl, is a nightmare. He's rude, makes inappropriate jokes, and always tries to dominate every conversation. At family gatherings, he interrupts people, brags about his job, and even talks down to my fiance, Brad. 30 male.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute. She's 39 and she's getting married to a 30-year-old?
No, she's 29,
29,
getting married to a
okay.
30-year-old.
Woof. That was the first word.
Her sister is 32. It doesn't
it.
say how old
Carl
Carl
is.
is.
Doesn't matter. Sounds
These
like
are
a
around
child.
the same age as Mary, I guess.
Probably. So the last straw was at our engagement party a few months ago. Carl got drunk and made a speech, uninvited of course, where he joked about how I finally found someone who could put up with me. Everyone was uncomfortable and Brad was furious, but we let it go to keep the peace. Fast forward to wedding planning, and Brad and I agreed that we didn't want Carl ruining our big day. I called Mary and explained that while we love her, we didn't want Carl there because of his behavior. I even offered to have a separate celebration with her after the wedding, but she was livid. She said I was forcing her to choose between me and her husband, and that it was cruel to exclude her because of him. Now my parents are upset too, saying I'm tearing the family apart. But I don't think I'm in the wrong for not wanting someone who disrespects me and my fiance at our wedding. Am I the a-hole?
Go ahead.
Yes and no, in my opinion. Yes, because number one, the wedding is about her. It's about her and her husband and this union that's coming together. So she should be able to get what she wants and make decisions.
So she's not the a-hole in that
So
sense.
she's not the a-hole. But if it were me, I would just tell my sister, hey, you're invited, but your man's not.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like, so I wouldn't be tearing the family apart or excluding my sister. My sister will still be included, but just to be known, your man is not invited. And if you show up here with your man, then you will be excluded.
I think I agree with that in the sense of like, I don't think she's a butthole at all. I think she's absolutely in the right. This is her wedding. This is her day. Do whatever you want. If the man makes you uncomfortable, listen, the answer is no. And that is a full sentence. That's it. He dicho. And if your man is backing you up in that sentiment, mana. And if your sister gets upset, your parents get upset, stay mad, bro. You don't go either.
Obviously, in like the Christian culture, the husband and the wife are one. So like if you invite one, you'll have to invite both or whatever. They both have to be together or whatever.
Yeah, but like,
Obviously, this situation, I don't think it's like that.
no.
So then, yeah, I would invite my sister, but your man is not allowed to come. I don't care if you're married or you're not married.
I couldn't agree
He makes
more.
me uncomfortable. He's inappropriate, and we just don't want him there.
And that's very kind of her to offer like a separate celebration.
It
Ni eso,
is,
pero
actually.
whatever.
Because she could have
Better
very
than-
well just excluded her 100% from
Exactly.
from everything.
So I don't think she's a butthole.
So she's not really an a-hole. No, a booty hole.
Okay. So here's the update. Thanks so much for all your advice. After reading through the comments, I decided to talk to Mary one more time before making any final decisions. I wanted to explain how deeply Carl's behavior had affected me and Brad, and why it was important to have a wedding where we felt respected and comfortable. We met for dinner and I laid it all out. How Carl's behavior at the engagement party crossed the line, and how it wasn't just about one incident, but about a pattern of disrespect. I told her I loved her, but I didn't feel like I could allow Carl to be at the wedding. I also made it clear that I didn't want to lose her as a sister, and I hoped she would understand why we felt this way. To my surprise, Mary was very receptive. She said she had been feeling conflicted about Carl's behavior too, and that it was hard for her to admit that he was wrong. She apologized for not seeing things from my perspective sooner. Mary actually said that while she still loves Carl, she's noticed that his attitude has been causing problems in their marriage and with other family members too. The biggest shock? She offered to talk to Carl herself. She said she didn't want to miss my wedding over his behavior and would explain to him why it was best that he not attend. I was honestly relieved, but also worried about how the conversation would go. A few days later, Mary called me and said she talked to Carl. Apparently, he was upset at first, but eventually agreed not to come to the wedding. Perfect. Mary told him that it was about maintaining family peace and supporting me on my big day. She reassured him that this wasn't a permanent ban from family events, just a decision to keep the wedding atmosphere positive. Carl wasn't thrilled, but he agreed to stay home. Mary will be attending the wedding on her own, and while things are still a bit tense between her and Carl, I'm grateful that she chose to support me. We're in a much better place now, and she's even helping me with some last-minute wedding prep. As for Carl, I'm hoping this situation might be a wake-up call for him. But for now, I'm just happy that my sister will be there on my special day.
Bien hecho.
Good for her.
Muy bien. Good job, Mary.
That's a great update.
What an example. What a perfect example of self-awareness. When somebody loves you and tells you, hey, I love you. This is bad. It's for your own good. It's for your own good. This is not me hating you. It's just me letting you know.
Yeah.
Mira ver. And then you taking it personally. Que bendición. Good job, Mary. Hopefully Carl gets the help he needs, because good Lord.
Okay, the following post does not have an update.
Okay.
Okay?
So the next story.
Yes.
All right, bet.
Am I the a-hole for telling my sister I was infertile just to get her to stop asking me to be her surrogate?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait a minute. That's mean.
Yep. Okay, so here the names are already changed.
Okay.
So 3 years ago, my sister, in quotations, Anna. Wow, that's weird. I didn't even realize
Jesus,
that.
Alex, you really just picked. All right, cool.
Anna, we'll call her Anna. We'll make her American.
Hannah.
We'll call her American. Yeah. Wait, what?
She's tired, everybody.
I really am. Okay. 3 years ago, my sister Anna, she was 29 at the time, now 32. This is eerie.
It's very disrespectful.
I mean, you're not 32, but it's like around our age group, which is weird. Now 32, had been struggling with infertility for years. I was 26 then and married, but my husband and I wanted to wait before having kids so we could focus on our careers and establish ourselves. Anna kept asking me to be her surrogate, and no matter how many times I politely declined, she just wouldn't take no for an answer. I explained that I wasn't ready for children myself and that I wasn't comfortable with being pregnant for someone else, and that I didn't think I could handle the emotional and physical stress that comes with surrogacy. But Anna would always counter my reasons, saying that I was her only hope, and would often guilt trip me about how much she wanted a baby and how great an aunt I'd be. The pressure got to be too much. During a family gathering, she brought it up again in front of everyone, which made me feel trapped and humiliated. I was tired of my boundaries being ignored, so I told her, I can't be your surrogate, Anna, because I'm infertile myself. That wasn't true, as far as I knew. I just wanted her to stop asking. Anna looked shocked and was devastated. After that, she wouldn't talk to me. And eventually, she and her husband got divorced because they couldn't agree on how to move forward with her infertility. Now, 3 years later, I'm 29 and currently pregnant with my first child. When I told Anna about the pregnancy, she completely freaked out. She's been accusing me of betraying her, calling me a liar, and even saying I ruined her marriage. She's been acting irrational and angry towards me ever since, and it's causing a lot of tension within the family. I feel guilty about lying, and I never imagined things would go this far. I only wanted her to respect my boundaries, but now it seems like I have may seriously hurt her life. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister I was infertile just to get her to stop asking me to be her surrogate?
Woof. Okay. That's a little heavy. That's a little heavy.
Although I think the comment or the lie, it was a little much.
Agreed.
I think Anna's the asshole.
Agreed.
Sorry, I said the word.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to bleep it.
Sorry.
Oh my God. No, it's fine.
Sorry.
Yes.
I've struggled myself with infertility, and I will never put you or push you or guilt you into like doing that or put the blame on you for ruining my marriage, because it's an us problem.
Right.
So I think Anna is the a-hole here. Although there was a little bit much to lie to her.
I agree.
Or what she lied about, and then Ed's pregnant like 2 years later.
That's too much. It's too much.
But I think Anna is the
I
a-hole
couldn't
here.
agree more. I think Anna's the a-hole here because, first of all, that's a big ask.
It is.
It's a big pressure as well. I've said it plenty of times. The only person I'll ever be a surrogate for is my sister. And that's only if she asks me out of her volition. But
you also have to want that, or like.
Well, yeah, that's
I
the
would
only
never
reason.
put you in an uncomfortable situation. There's plenty of other options that I can.
Right. But at the end of the day, should that be the only one left? If that's what you want, that's what you get. But
thanks.
You're welcome. But in the name of Jesus.
Although I don't think that either of us can have kids right now.
Oh yeah, no, probably not. It's fine. I don't want them. But you're right. The lie was a little much, but when your back is against the wall and you're being berated and embarrassed, and what flies out. It would have been better if she like took her aside and be like, "Look, I just said that so that you can just get off my back."
Yeah.
And like immediately fixed or corrected the issue. To let it fly and then get pregnant is like. Mama.
Yeah, but it's not her fault that Anna's marriage was destroyed.
You're right.
It's clearly
that's a them problem.
That's a them problem, and
no, but I'm saying in the sense of the lie, I think that if she would have corrected it immediately or called her back that same afternoon and be like, "Mama, look, it's not that I'm infertile. It's just like you're pissing me off, and leave me alone."
I think it just depends on the situation. People just
because she said politely declined.
Exactly.
And blah, blah, blah.
She
don't be polite anymore.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Some people just can't take the hint, and that's
when you gotta be mean. I like that.
I think that's why she had to say that, and that's what made her mean.
Again, cool. I'm totally for it, but fix it. But fix it like right after. Be like, actually, I'm not. But just leave me alone. This shows you to like shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, we've agreed.
Yes. On to the next post.
Enough with your sniffles, bro.
Am I the a-hole for bursting out laughing when she told me what she brought to our relationship?
Oh.
I apologize for the mouthful of a title. I was trying to be as descriptive as possible. I, 25 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 24 female, for 9 months. 5 months ago, she lost her job when her company went under, and around the same time, she had a falling out with her roommate. She was in urgent need of housing, but in an awkward position with employment status. So she reluctantly asked if she could move into my house. I agreed because she had already spent the night several times, and she moved in under the condition that she would begin looking for work to contribute.
Right.
Now, back on our second date, when I asked Jen... Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
What are the odds that they're going to watch this?
Yeah.
True. I mean, they're putting the names. That's on them. Now, back on our second date, when I asked her if she wanted to be exclusive, she responded by asking me what I would bring to a relationship with her.
Fair.
I answered as pragmatically as possible: a stable income, loyalty, companionship, willingness to compromise, and a consistent attention to my appearance/hygiene. I didn't really care much for the question at the time, and so while she seemed mildly satisfied with what I said, I didn't ask her in return. I feel like I've held up my end of the bargain, but after moving in, Jen only really looked for work for about 2 weeks. She now spends the majority of her waking hours on Instagram, TikTok, and Netflix. I've raised the issue with her indirectly before by asking how her job search was going, and she said nobody was hiring, which I find hard to believe.
Right.
Well, yesterday in the evening, I finally hit my limit. Jen drank a bottle of wine that I was saving for a romantic evening date and spent the rest of her day screwing around on her phone. After work, I sat her down and asked what she thought she brought to the relationship. She stared at me for a few seconds as if I had asked the dumbest question in the history of mankind. Then she erupted frantically, pointing at herself. Me, I'm the prize.
Ooh.
From my perspective, this was coming from a woman who had just gotten day drunk off wine, watched Netflix, and ate all my food. I honestly couldn't contain myself, and I burst into laughter. Every time I looked back at her, she would give me this incredulous look while shrugging, which only made me laugh harder. She got really angry at me and let out this wailing shriek sort of sound. She stormed off to another room where I'm 100% sure she just continued to screw around on her phone even more. I haven't talked to her since. I feel like I may have gone too far. Was I the a-hole?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Mama, who are you?
Yeah, no.
¿Qué equivocation?
She's clearly brought nothing into the relationship at all.
Literally nothing.
Other than taking up space,
Ooh.
taking up,
Not she
eating
right.
the food, drinking all the wine, gastándole dinero.
Hey.
Yeah, no.
And I'm sure she contributes in other ways. Ew.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
that's who says that's enough?
Yeah, no.
Listen, rent is expensive.
No, he's not the a-hole, especially because I don't feel, from what is told in the story, it hasn't been a long-term relationship.
Yeah, she said
If
9
they were
months.
in the relationship for like años, then I wouldn't say he's an a-hole, but like,
Like, you could have contained yourself a little longer. You know,
Yeah.
but
but
okay.
no, I don't think he's an a-hole.
Me either. Woof.
Get rid of her. Is there an update?
No.
Oh,
Oh, hopefully he got rid of her.
Okay. Next post.
Next post. Damn, we flying through these. Oh my god, we're so good.
Am I the a-hole for feeling my partner is not ready for marriage or children because he wants to track our expenses and go equal what he and I spend on stuff we do together?
okay.
Okay? For starters, we're in a serious relationship and headed into marriage. Both are in our late 20s. We never did 50-50 from the get-go, and he earns more than me. Percentage-wise, close to 60% more.
Jeez.
I have paid for hotels and trips we have gone on, transport, food, everything. He also has done this. I never had a problem with this arrangement where if I planned it, I book it. And I also pay for excursions and gifts, even for his family members that we share joint gifts. But today, as he was booking the most recent accommodation for a trip, he said he wanted to start tracking the expenses to see if we were equal.
Ooh.
And if he should be paying more or if I should be paying more. So I asked him, okay, but you literally earn more than me, 60% more. Yes, he earns 160% of my salary. So why do you need a spreadsheet to tell you what to do? You should have been paying more in the first place, which I don't think he does. We are more or less paying equally. Considering that I literally step up to pay for all the trips I plan, gifts, groceries, gas for my car, etc. on the same level that he does. After some back and forth of him insisting he earns the same amount as me, untrue,
Right.
and then switching to I take holidays off my work that are unpaid so I earn the same as you, I replied, so does that mean I can do the same? He said, no, I have to keep working. So how is that logical? It sounds so damn dumb anyway to have this conversation. But anyway, well, that's a lot of anyways. I got really annoyed and told him if he really wanted 50-50, then don't expect me to leave my job or put my career and hobbies on pause for pregnancy. And we should just get a surrogate to throw money at so we can truly be 50-50 since we plan for children. Because then nobody would have any monetary opportunity cost or the intangible cost of pregnancy / taking time off of work, etc. So am I the a-hole for thinking he isn't ready for marriage or children? His logic is, no, we shouldn't go 50-50, but go by percentage of income. And then when I tell him you earn more, he says he doesn't because he takes time off of work. Like months off, by the way, just because he doesn't like the idea of full-time work. And I should also keep working when he takes time off so I can support us.
Set him on fire. What is this? Absolutely the not.
No.
No.
I don't think that she's an a-hole.
No, I don't think so either.
I do think that if you're making more, yes, you should contribute more. Also, well, I don't know. We have different values as, like Christians. Like the man is the priest of the house and in all aspects of the word, including financially. Like if you're making more money, you bring in more. In this house, all the money goes into one account. My money is your money is my money.
Right.
And we equally, out of that same account, everything gets paid for.
Right.
Obviously, we have our separate accounts where if he wants to go
that's what I was going to get
to Home Depot and buy some tools, go ahead. I don't.
That's your money.
That's your card. You do that. I use my card to pay whatever it is.
Whatever
that I
Coach
buy.
purse she wants.
As well as other things that it's for the family in general,
Yeah.
for the baby, etc. But no, she's not an a-hole. She is right.
No, bro. Bye.
She deserves
and
better.
absolutely, I agree that he is not ready for any type of children. Y que es eso that a guy could take months off, but you can't because you need to support.
He's
Are you
one of those
kidding
guys
me?
like the football player.
Get out. Get hit by a truck.
Like the football player that says that.
Bye.
That's all we're made for.
Yeah, get hit by a truck. How's that? Get hit by football. How's that? No, she's not the a-hole. He's the a-hole. Yeah.
Is there an update?
Okay. There is not.
Okay.
Bruh.
Yeah, no.
Ew.
He's probably one of those guys who thinks that, us women are only made to be at home.
No, not only that, but let's see who's paying more and let's see if this is equal. But if you make more than me, how is that equal?
Does that matter to you that much? Is what?
And why does it matter right now? Because that's the thing. She's like, our whole relationship, we've been going, 50-50 in the sense of I plan it, I book it. You plan it, you book it.
Right.
Why is this such a problem now? Who's the mistress? Because that's my initial thought.
Who's the mistress?
Why are you so focused on the money right now? Are we financially struggling? Are you at the verge of losing your job? What's happening? What's the underlying problem here?
I think before marriage.
God, men and their ego sometimes.
Yes. I think I don't know. That's just common sense. The person that makes more should put more.
Fine, but here's the thing. What I've recently
But that doesn't
learned-
give the other person an excuse to take advantage.
Absolutely
of that
not. What I've recently had to learn the hard way is that if you're making more than I am, 50% to you looks a lot different than my 50%.
Exactly.
So if we're talking about 50%, no problem. 50% of 160 is a lot different than 16. You get me? I learned that the hard way, but it's fine. Because I also believe that 50-50, whether you struggle bus or not.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
But it's not. I also don't think that it's the man's responsibility to have to pay for everything.
Absolutely not.
Specifically before marriage.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, and not even in the marriage. Have you seen those TikToks of the man? There's a guy oh, do you have a girlfriend? And they're interviewing him. Yeah, I am. Yes, I do have a girlfriend. And he's call her up and tell her that you need money. Mm-hmm. So then the guy's okay. Mm-hmm. And he calls. He's she's gonna give it. She's gonna give it. And he'll be hey, I need a little bit of help with the bills this month. Blah blah blah. And she's how much is it?
Yeah.
I'll send it right now.
Yeah.
Out of all of the interviews, one girl was just and whose problem is that? He was just what you mean? You're not going to help me? And she's just I don't have money. You do. What do you mean? I'm with you for that. He's we're going to have a conversation about this. What the heck?
Yeah. If that was important to him, then he should have had the conversation from the beginning about finance and all that stuff.
Listen,
not now.
The topic of money is the biggest taboo when it comes to any relationship because you think you're cool, you think you're good, and then money problems.
I think it's the worst among friends too.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
It's uncomfortable.
It's so gross.
If you are in a situation where you're struggling,
it's hard.
It's hard. People get embarrassed and they don't want to talk about it. So it's even to the people closest to you.
I agree. I agree. And but
If
here's
it's
the
like
thing.
a partner, like my husband, like we're in the struggle bus together. So.
Right. Sit down. We're sitting side by side on this bus. No, I agree. I think that it should be less of a taboo. It should be more of a open conversation, but it's hard because of the ego. It's hard because of the pride. It's really hard to ask for help in general. Imagine with money. Me muero. Pégame un tiro with a banana.
Yeah, no.
So I don't think she's the a-hole. I think he's the a-hole, and he should have been more communicative.
Correct.
Okay.
So far, we're winning. How many points? 4-4?
We're tied because we both agree.
5 out of 5.
Okay. We have 2 more.
Okay.
And both have updates, which is good.
Okay.
I love them.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for defending my daughter's choice to turn down a boy's advances? Hello, all. My husband and I have been arguing about this all day, and I need some outside perspective. My husband picked my daughter up from school, and he saw her speaking to a schoolmate that she had previously had a crush on.
Okay.
For context, last year during a sleepover, my husband and I overheard her friends lightly teasing her over having a crush on this boy. My husband also gently teased her with some innocent jokes like blank and boy sitting on tree, KISSING.
Immature grow up.
Type of silliness, and he sometimes brings it up randomly to tease her, like asking her if she wants to invite her boyfriend over when we go on family outings. She never actually dated him or is even friends with him as far as we know. Her dad just likes to tease her.
Okay.
Anyway, apparently over the summer, the boy was injured in an accident and he missed the first couple of weeks of school as a result. When my husband was picking her up and he saw them talking, noticed that the boy had significant scarring on his face and hand. When he asked her what happened to him and what they were talking about, saying that the boy looked disappointed, she explained to him about his accident and that he was just asking her out on a date, but that she turned him down.
Okay.
My husband was furious at her and scolded her for being so shallow as to reject him because his appearance had changed.
Did she say she did that? Go ahead. No.
Let's wait till she finish.
Mad.
So my daughter was crying when she got home. She told me all this and insisted she was polite when turning him down and was just not interested in him romantically anymore. I told my husband to apologize to my daughter and that he should never have made her feel bad for turning anyone's romantic advances down. I told him that our daughter is old enough to decide who she is attracted to, and it would be cruel of her to have to say yes out of pity, thus leading him on.
Right.
My husband is now saying that he sees me differently and that I should be ashamed for teaching her to be a shallow monster and ableist. He is also angry that I undermined him.
I need to get the update. I divorced him. That's what I want to hear. Yuck.
He is also angry that I undermined him when he was scolding our daughter and says we should not undermine each other's authority when disciplining our child. I was not doing it to undermine him. I just think it's not healthy to make our daughter feel guilty and ashamed for not being interested in someone. I do feel bad for the boy, but I don't think it's anyone's place, neither mine nor my husband's, to tell our daughter she has to date someone or she's a bad person. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Wow.
Wait.
I did not edit. So this
Okay,
is
okay,
after she
okay.
posts, she writes this. Wow. I did not anticipate getting so many responses when I wrote this last night before bed. I tried to read through all the replies so I can approach this with my husband again later today. I'm also going to have a talk privately with my daughter about the situation. Thank you for all the responses. My husband is not a bad guy. He didn't tease her to hurt her. It was to be playful, and she wasn't bothered by it. So she would usually brush him off when he made those jokes. I think my husband was short-sighted when it came to the situation, but he is not a bad father, and he really loves me and his daughter, even if he makes mistakes sometimes. So, am I the a-hole?
No. That was quick. I mean,
no.
Did she say that? Did she
Literally,
say that?
No es no. If she doesn't
literally
want to,
no is a full sentence. That's it. I don't need to give you reasoning. I don't need to, and for your father to scold you for being shallow and unable. Yo, shut up, bro. You don't even know why she broke up with him or didn't like him anymore. It was the whole summer.
she didn't say why. She just wasn't attracted to
I'm
him.
no
and
longer
that's
attracted
it.
to dude. That's it.
I'm going to assume
What?
that because the parents are arguing about this, about it being a shallow decision, that maybe she did tell her dad that it's because she didn't like how he looked anymore. So with that assumption,
No.
does that change your...
No. Here's why. You're not teaching your daughter to be. You can't be mad at your daughter for not being attracted to somebody. Period. She's not an ableist. She just doesn't like the way the dude looks. If you put me next to Shrek, I'm not gonna like him, and you're not gonna force me to like him. Do you understand what I mean? Like it's. If you can,
So
don't.
are you saying that he looks like Shrek because he has scar on his
Okay,
That's very
not,
ableist of you.
Shut up. That's not at all what I'm saying. But if the wife is right. If she makes a decision, she doesn't like dude anymore, then let that be her decision. Even if he has a wonderful personality. No me gusta, no me gusta. Period. Yeah. As a woman, as a female, he should know to be like, okay, I have to respect that. Be respectful of her choice.
Yeah.
That just proves whatever. Let's just not get it politics.
And this one occasion doesn't make her shallow.
Correct. She has her entire life. It was a summer and it was one boy.
Yeah.
Yuck.
And that's just it's an assumption that it has to do with his
yeah,
looks.
with his looks.
It could be for whatever else. She's attracted to somebody else. And
listen, they're babies. Babies, kids are attracted to whatever moves. You get me? Like, if she likes one boy band one summer, she likes the next boy band the next summer. Like, it changes, it fluctuates. You cannot get upset and, like, yell at her for changing her mind at the age of whatever. Conchale. Piss me off.
She might have just been over him already.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
And that has to be okay.
A whole summer went by.
Please don't tell me they have other kids because I'm going to be
somebody
mad.
else that she's attracted to, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like him. I like the other guy. Wow. What an ableist. Get out. I want you to get out. Please give us the update.
Okay. So, update. I wanted to address some things first that I saw in the replies. Number 1. Many comments were either implying or outright saying that if my daughter's reasons for turning down a boy, I'll call him Sam for this post, were primarily because of the change in appearance after his accident, then that would mean my husband was right and that she was a shallow monster and I was enabling her. This didn't sit right with me and hurt to hear. But people also pointed out that if the roles were reversed and it was my daughter whose appearance had changed and was then rejected by a boy, then I would probably be livid with the boy.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, no, but she's not allowed, right?
These comments stuck with me. These comments stuck with me and really made me think more deeply about this whole situation. And I'm really glad that I was asked these things because it made me realize that the lessons that I wanted my daughter to get from this situation. I realized that although I would be upset if this happened to my daughter, I would not be upset at someone for rejecting her so long as they treat her with respect and dignity. I would be upset at the unfair situation she was in, but I would never expect some random person to make it their mission to rectify this injustice at the expense of their own autonomy. I would instead comfort my daughter and explain to her that people are like puzzle pieces. Not all of them fit together,
That's right.
and that just because a boy she liked wasn't her puzzle piece does not make her any less valuable or beautiful.
Correct.
And one day she might find someone who fits well with her.
Exactly.
Number 2. The lesson I wanted my daughter to learn from this was that she was not shallow for rejecting someone romantically, regardless of the reason, even if it was physical. That everyone is owed human decency and respect, but not romantic affection.
And she said that she let him down
Correct.
nicely.
Correct. So, denying someone equal respect and dignity because of their appearance would be shallow, but she did not do that. Her romantic affection is not a commodity to be distributed.
That's right.
It belonged to her, and she is not obligated to be fair when it comes to who she wants to share it with. It belongs to her alone, and it is a privilege she gets to bestow on someone she
That's
likes
right.
and who treats her well.
That's right.
Number 3.
As for my husband, we are getting divorced. We filed.
A lot of the comments really made me realize how important it is for her to feel like her consent matters. Because
right.
what could start with just going on a date she doesn't want to go on could one day escalate into her being pressured or coerced into dangerous and traumatizing situations
Absolutely.
or abusive relationships.
No, it's a full
Thank you
sentence.
so much to the commenters who shared their stories, which helped me realize how important this was.
That's right.
Number 4. Some people claim that I would likely leave my husband if his appearance changed, but sorry to disappoint you guys because I would never do such a thing. I love my husband so much. My relationship with him is stronger than just dating or a crush. We built a life together and his appearance changing would not change that. We have been married for long enough that my attraction to him and love for him now go far deeper than looks. Maybe it would be a different story if we were just dating and barely knew each other. But things change once you make vows to each other to stick through together in sickness or in health. So, it doesn't sound like divorce. Number 5.
Whatever. I would have divorced.
Number
Or
5.
threatened it.
Many people are claiming that my husband is a monster and abusive.
Yep.
It may seem that way if all you know about him is this one situation.
Correct.
But he is a full human being. He does more for this family every day than I could ever express in one post. He has issues with anger in that he often says things he regrets during. But when he cools off, he's always open to listening and communication. I know now how damaging his teasing of my daughter and the boy were last year, and I will make sure that doesn't happen again. But I assure you all this is something he has done out of ignorance and not malice. He loves his daughter to bits and would never intentionally do something to harm her. Okay, so
Sounds like it did.
So on to what happened yesterday. My husband woke up and left the house early, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him. When my daughter woke up, I made sure she was okay and told her I wanted to talk to her about what happened the day before. Her friend's mom gave her a ride home, and she got here before my husband did, so we were able to have a heart-to-heart. I told her that she doesn't need to explain to me or anyone why she changed her mind about the boy. And I explained to her all the things I mentioned above. That the boy was going through something very hard and she should be kind to him, but she does not owe him a date if she is not interested in him romantically.
Blessed.
That she isn't shallow and she should never feel pressured to do something with someone she doesn't want to do. And that her dad was upset and said things he didn't mean. Even so, he still loves her and so do I. She started to cry, so I held her for a while. She told me she was upset more than anything that her dad thinks of her as a bad person. This broke my heart, so I told her I would talk to Dad about this when he got home. When my husband arrived, I told him we needed to talk about yesterday. He didn't want to at first, but I insisted and told him it was about our daughter's well-being, as she was still upset about it and even thinks that her own father thinks she's a bad person. This upset him and said of course he didn't think that. I basically explained to him my thoughts above, and although she was a bit resistant at first, he was a bit resistant at first and insisted that he just didn't want his daughter to become a shallow person. He really listened when I explained to him how people might take advantage of her if in the future, if she starts to feel like her consent and her desires don't matter. I didn't show him the post I made, but I wrote down some of the comments and stories and told them to him. I told him they were stories I found on Reddit from people who experienced something similar.
Wow.
I didn't show him my post because so many comments were unfairly painting him as a monster and I was worried it would make him defensive. I think it broke through to him because he was really upset at the thought of our daughter one day being manipulated into staying with someone who was hurting her. He went to talk to her privately in her room and while I prepared dinner. And afterwards she seemed a lot happier and was joking around with her dad again. Today, they're both planning to go bowling together as well. Thank you, everyone, for the advice, the stories, and for motivating me to stick with my decision to defend my daughter. You guys are awesome.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, the update is fine.
Thank God for the update.
He needs to be a little bit more self-aware.
Yeah, he needs to be. He has that thing that a lot of people have. What is it called? Oh, foot and mouth syndrome. Shut up. Think about it first.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
be a little
talk
bit
about
more
it.
self-aware of. Excuse me.
Oh, we're boring you? Sorry.
We're all tired. It's
It's
it's a day.
Yeah.
It's this is Sunday. Sunday though is the
Sunday.
Sunday is Sunday.
Oh, Sunday today. Yeah.
Sure did. Fine. Thank God for the update. I'm glad that he rectified the situation.
Yeah.
Because conchale.
It shouldn't take mom talking to him about it. That's what I mean. Like, you need a little bit more self-awareness. It shouldn't take mom telling you that you did something wrong for you to go fix it.
I don't fully agree with that, because I think that in a relationship, she said it, being as long as married as we are, I think there's still room to grow. Everybody has room to grow, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. And the good thing about having a good marriage, is that there's a mirror next to you, in front of you. Mm-hmm. So they're pointing out the things that you don't necessarily see, good or bad.
Right.
And I think that sometimes it's okay to rectify. It's okay to change, and it's okay to be upset at the critical, constructive criticism of your own self, but because the person has the best intentions for you. So it's not, I wouldn't just take that from anybody, but I would definitely take that from my person.
I don't disagree with you. I don't think it should be a constant thing.
Oh, I agree. If it's a constant thing, you're raising a child at this point. I don't think it's a constant thing. But if it's far and few between, like, let's say she said it, she's like, he's been a great father, he's a great husband, he's a great provider, and all these things. He's great in all the senses. The one thing I rectified, okay, cool. I'm sure that lady has problems that the guy has to rectify too.
No, I'm sure. It's our responsibility to hold each other accountable.
Exactly, as partners.
But I'll argue that men don't really think about consent.
100%.
Right.
And that's the problem, and that's where it's
because that's not something that they need to have to deal with.
Correct. But that's where I'm totally gung ho for the woman being like, siéntate and I'm going to explain something to you.
Woman-splain.
That's right. Woman-splain.
Yeah.
Trademark it. Woman-splain to you what is consent, what is manipulation of a man, what generational things happen, what a timeline looks like in a woman's life. She lets
setting
this kid
a precedent.
Exactly. Setting a precedent. So I'm totally for rectifying those type of little tidbits of moments, because she's like, make one mistake. All right, fine. I did judge the guy. I'm not sorry. But the update helped. Yeah. See, I rectified, and that's okay. That's okay. You're just learning.
You're just learning.
I'm not. I don't care. I don't know that, man.
Okay, the last post with an update.
Last post.
Okay. Am I the a-hole if I break up with my fiance after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged?
Okay. All right.
I, male, 32, just recently proposed to my girlfriend of 2 years, female, 30, like a month and a half ago. And it feels like the second the ring got on her finger, her attitude and behavior took a total 180.
Uy, qué fea. I'm assuming.
I
am assuming a lot. Just finish the story. Jesus.
The entire time we were dating, we seemed exceptionally compatible, and at least it seemed we shared common beliefs and morals. 7 weeks ago, I proposed and she said yes, and I felt like it was the happiest moment for the two of us. But not even a week later, it's like her attitude totally flipped. I thought I knew all of her friends, but one day I came home and there were 6 women I've never seen with before. And she introduced me to them. I was curious as to why I was just now meeting them when I already met her 2 best friends who were not present over a year and a half ago. She said she wanted to make sure we were a sure thing before I met her inner circle, which is wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
I found this strange, not to mention it was a weeknight and they were quickly draining my wine rack.
Oh.
She still had her own place, but she stayed with me so often she practically lives here. Still, I found it incredibly rude when they left with 4 empty bottles of rosé in their wake. I tried to talk to her about having uninvited guests on weeknights, and she dismissed my grievance very flippantly, more that she brushed me off. The following weeks, she went out with the girls several times, and when she brought the girls to my place, twice without notice, once with notice to appease me, her words, They all treated me like a butler, shaking their empty wine glasses at me for refills.
Woof.
After the 4th time, I made it clear that I will get a locked wine rack. She called me no fun after that, but it gets worse. She decided that me and the girls got off on the wrong foot and said we should have dinner together at a nice restaurant. Well, I went, and it was not so great. The 6 kept prodding me about my life, my house, my career, but deflected every question I asked. It got especially bad at night when they started talking about modern relationships and jealousy. And one of them brought up some key points about relationships that I thought my fiance and I were on the same page about, especially what ifs regarding polyamory and being friends with exes. To my shock, my fiance said she wouldn't be too hasty on such decisions, which was a total 180 to how she expressed herself on these things only a month prior, where she was vehemently against keeping ex-intimate partners in friend circles and was staunchly monogamous. The worst part was when the bill arrived. My fiance announced it should be together and then slid me the check. I told her she can't be serious, and we got into a bit of an argument. I ended by putting my amount down in cash and walked out, leaving them to figure out the rest of the bill.
Good.
The next days after that, she kept calling me toxic and fragile, but every time I even pushed at it, she would give an apology and promise she was just stressed at work. It's nuts. We haven't even planned the wedding yet. The worst part was this Monday, when at work, I got a Nest doorbell alert, checked, and saw my fiance and one of her 6 new friends arriving at my place, going in and exiting with my golf clubs.
Ooh.
This set was a gift from my father, and it cost a pretty penny too. So my fiance lending it out without my permission got me pissed. I immediately called her and told her and her friend to return the clubs. She tried to gaslight me with, but you promised to lend the clubs to her boyfriend, remember? What? I told her the clubs cost more, and it would move into a serious crime, and her friend had an hour to return them or the cops would be called. My fiance kept insisting she got my permission, and I told her to cut the crap. Well, not 45 minutes later, I got another notification of my fiance and her friend coming back with the clubs and going inside, leaving them. My fiance's friend flipping off the Nest doorbell on the way out. I got home and saw my fiance's friend literally just my fiance's friend literally just threw the clubs. What? Doesn't know how to write. Okay. Just threw the clubs on the living room floor. My fiance tried to talk to me about my toxicity again, and I told her again to cut the crap. I said if I knew this was how she was, I would have never proposed. That seemed to freak her out, and she again insisted that she was just stressed from work, but I wasn't buying it anymore. I told her to return the ring and her key, and we would talk about our relationship over the weekend. She cried and begged me not to cancel the engagement and insisted that it was just stress. I told her again we will talk about it in the weekend. She finally relented. I had my house rekeyed anyways after she left just to be sure.
Smart.
She's been texting me constant messages of love and apologies for getting swept up and insisted she only wanted to show me off to her close friends. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. The same close friends have been sending me texts daily calling me toxic and fragile again, saying they knew I wasn't man enough for her or secure enough to share her with friends. A few of my friends that know my fiance the entire 2 years we were dating were surprised and couldn't believe she turned hide this quick, and that there must be something missing or that I'm leaving something out. They say I must have said something to trigger her friends to act like this, and I had to have been the a-hole somewhere along the process. I don't know. It's a lot to take from all directions right now. Am I the a-hole?
No. Run while you can, fam.
Literally. So that sounds like the biggest pick-me I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds like she was just trying to trap him.
Hell yeah.
And she couldn't wait long enough.
Nope. And
to show her true colors.
Sí, claro. And take advantage.
No, you are not the a-hole, sir.
No, sir. And I'm so glad that he got his house rekeyed because she seems like
for real
the toxic type, and her friend sounds
she's
like
the
the
toxic and
type.
fragile.
Yeah, she seems like
also like, how do you go 2 years in a whole relationship and then don't meet these people and then all of a sudden they just in the
they're my closest. I went.
my inner circle.
Sure thing.
You were waiting for us to be serious? What?
Are you joking me? Please.
Yeah, no, that sounded like a trap. It was gonna turn into like one of these, like, what do you call those, sister wife things, maybe?
Ooh, yuck.
Or like the wives of Mormon wives on TikTok.
Or one of those things where it's just like, oh, my friend just needs a place to stay, and then 17 other people show up, and then the man is screwed.
Yeah, no.
No, que va. Llama a la policía.
Yeah, he's not the a-hole.
That's messed up.
I hope that they are no longer together.
Hopefully. He's very smart to
I don't
do
know,
so.
because the face that Alejandra's making
No.
on the update.
Yuck.
Give us the update.
So the update. So my fiance's been gone for over an hour. Breakup is official, and I have the ring back. Good. I did talk to my fiance's friend via Facebook. Remember, he had met two of her best friends. And apparently, her and the other friend were cousins of my fiance. And that she also said she knew the six. That's what she calls them, the six. Wow. And didn't care for them. She didn't say much more than that. I did meet my fiance's parents, and they both seemed to like me. And the topic of my fiance and what? And the topic of their best friends never came up around them. Mm-hmm. None of our finances were intermingled yet, but it was planned for later this month, which won't happen.
That's right.
I invited 3 of our mutual friends, Casey, John, and Mike, to be here with when my fiance got here. This is hard to bleep out names.
Why? Just say the names.
When my fiance got here. My fiance showed up and was surprised to see we had company. I said they were here for both of our sakes.
That's right. Witnesses.
She wanted to phone 3 of the 6 to come over to even things out, and I refused.
This isn't a fight, bro. What are you doing?
And I used the club theft as a reason.
That's right.
She sat on the couch very dramatically and then asked if I really wanted to make this public. I outright asked why she changed so much after the engagement and why she hid the existence of the 6. She went in again about how she insulates her inner circle until a partner is vetted.
Shut up.
Wild.
No, bro.
I called.
That's a crime. Was it crime mob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I called BS. I met her parents. What's more inner circle than your parents?
Exactly.
So she tried to deflect but wouldn't have it. I pointed out how for the last month, her friends were dropping by costing me nearly $500 in wine, which she, by the way, made no attempt to reimburse.
Why was she?
I also pointed out her trying to make me pay an 8-person dinner bill without asking me first. No. She again said she wanted to show how great a guy I was and how she clearly misjudged me and was disappointed in my attitude.
Likewise.
I then asked about the clubs. She tried gaslighting with, "You totally said it was okay, remember?" And I kept calling BS. Then my friend piped in. He knew the clubs were a gift from my dad and I was highly protective of them. He too called BS. And that's when my fiance turned her attention to our friends, saying, "Isn't he getting forgetful lately? Don't you remember when he forgot that one date?" And neither was buying it. Bruh. I finally said that forget postponing the wedding or canceling the engagement. The entire relationship is going to end if she isn't going to be straight with me. So she made a very long, exaggerated sigh. She took off the ring and dropped it on the coffee table. She got up to leave and said, "You're never going to find someone as good as me," and to send her stuff to her apartment. She left, and our friends were totally stunned. All I could say was, "Believe me now." We ordered pizza and are waiting for it to arrive now. I'm still utterly shocked and confused by my ex-fiance's attitude. I'm sure the heartbreak will come next, but right now, I'm just kind of numb.
You should be relieved, sir.
Yes, sir. Good for you.
Wow. What a giant walking red flag.
Don't ship her anything. Don't send her nothing. Put it outside.
You can come and get it with your nasty friend, with your little hood rat friends.
Goodwill.
With your little hood rat friends.
With the 6, you can come and get it.
Like the box is outside the Goodwill. If you want it in the next hour, go get it.
No, one of the comments is, "You'll never find anyone like me." Yeah, that's kind of the point.
For real.
Uy, how toxic. Ay.
No, good for him.
Se sabó.
He
Listen,
deserves better.
By the skin of his teeth, that man just made it through.
And he, like, from the story, like, kept it, he was composed in the sense of, like, somebody can pop off and just be like, te voy a pegar, or like whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
A la
No.
primera. Oh, mentira.
No, he kept his composure. He was kind.
Yeah, and very smart to have witnesses and mediators.
Absolutely.
Because,
And they were mutuals, so
She
it
would-
shouldn't have been a problem.
yeah, she would have said he hit me. He threw something. He threw a club at
Yeah.
me. Like, come on, bro.
He knew what he was doing.
La gente. No, he's very smart. Thank God. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Well, that was our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed our opinions, I guess.
We agreed on literally all.
Why? Yeah, we win. Hooray! We both got the same amount of points, 100 points for both. 1,000 for Alex for reading all of that. She can take a rest now. Anyway, if you enjoyed that episode, please let us know. And let us know your answers. Were
For
they
real.
the a-holes or were they not the a-holes?
If you
Were
agree
we
with
right
us,
or were
yeah.
you right? Let's be real. We were right. But it's fine. Go ahead and don't forget to like, subscribe, and put on the little bell notifications so that you are fully aware as to what we are up to.
Yes, and if you're listening to us on podcast platforms, we love you. We thank you. Go watch us on YouTube as well. Give us 5 stars, and we are nearing the end.
This is the end.
We are nearing the end of season 3, so let us know in the comments what is your favorite episode so far, and stay tuned for a very special episode at the end of season 3.
Yay! Our very finale. So
Our very finale. Our
very
very merry finale.
wrong.
Stupid.
No, our very Halloweeny, our very spooky
Oh,
finale.
it might be a very spooky finale.
Anyway, don't forget to give us a 5-star review. If not,
Mateo's coming
Mateo's-
after you. He's in the mood today, so
he sure is. Sure is. It's very scary, that guy.
yeah.
Anyway, we thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.